السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Masjid Carpark podcast. Let me give you the clap. All right, I don't know where that came from. Just before we started this recording, there's always a pre-recording with me and the big man over here. And the pre-recording usually goes, all right, we haven't started yet. I'm editing that out. So this is episode 53, 54, 55 or 56.
We're in the 50s anyway.
We're in the 50s. So we reached a half a century. What a big month this half century has brought.
MashaAllah, congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot the cigars. MashaAllah, the Wagyu
okay, wait. Would you smoke a cigar if I bought a cigar?
Well, cigar smoking is not really smoking. It's more like in the mouth, isn't it?
So are you telling me next podcast I'm going to bring a cigar? No, that's going to look so wrong.
No. I'm not going to do it in public.
Yeah, that just looks wrong on so many levels.
All the Salafis will give me fatwas on me, like how haram it is. Because they can, I think a lot of their sheikhs consider it absolutely haram.
What, cigars or cigarettes?
Cigarettes, I think they say it's haram.
Okay, can we not get into this territory? Because half our viewers are probably going to be like, yeah, we don't want to know. Come back on in 10 minutes.
No, so the reason for the cigar or the celebration, shukr, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Your father for the number 5.
Number 5 or number 8, whichever way you look at it.
MashaAllah. What?
Right, he looked like E.T.
MashaAllah.
It was like...
So he's been up, Abdulwajid's been busy, I've been sick as well, and as usual I get sick, but...
and we've been slack, but we decide to blame the baby on this one.
Yeah, it's been a big month.
To my child,
we've lost...
if you grow up and you listen to this, don't take it personally, dude.
So, and welcome to 2023. What a year to start with the arrest of Andrew Tate.
How are we into 2023?
With the birth of a child, with the arrest of Andrew Tate. These are the two biggest events at the start of this year for us. Or for you anyway.
E.T. phone home and Andrew Tate. Now I've got to stop.
Everything's good. The baby's
he's all right.
good.
Mashallah, he's good. He's chilling. Everyone listening, make dua. Everyone is good.
What's the name?
Zakaria,
mashallah, nice.
Right? He's, how do I put it? He sleeps at night. You know what? Let's be real here. I do nothing with this baby.
Okay.
Like, frankly speaking, I hold him for maybe 2 minutes.
As you should.
2 minutes. Andrew Tate's in prison, but guess who's out? right? No, because like he wants his mum, whatever, and the crying, this guy, mashallah,
good qari,
mashallah.
inshallah.
Right, he's got a set of lungs on him.
Mashallah.
Right? Avatar Way of the Water. He could have been a kid or he could have been an actor on that. I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
Right? I held him for 5 minutes while he was crying. I passed him back going, I can't deal with this. I said to my wife, I go, listen, you know what they recommend? I'm like, we're having this conversation. I go, doctors recommend that when the baby cries so much and he can't handle it, put him in a room by himself when it gets too much and go for a walk. And she's like...
Just let him scream his lungs
off. Yeah. So what doctors recommend,
yep,
right? This is what I'm saying to the missus. Because I've had him for 5 minutes. He's lost it, I've lost it. I'm like, do you know doctors and even the hospitals, they recommend that if a baby's crying uncontrollably and it's getting too much for the parent, so this is important, not for the baby, it's for the parent. Leave him in a room, shut the door, shut the house, lock the house, whatever, and just go for a walk. Because people are shaking babies to quieten them down, trying everything because the baby's it's not healthy.
Yeah.
For both. I said this to the missus and she's like, that's not after 5 minutes. Because I had him for 5 minutes. She's like, that's after days when it's you've had enough and you can't deal with it anymore. And I was just looking and I was like, yeah, I'm there. Right? He's got a good set of lungs. Mashallah.
Qari, inshallah. And
it's funny. Just because he's got really long fingers, right? And really long feet. Yeah, brother. High-fived him on the feet, but with the fingers, right?
Yeah.
Like, it looked like, you know, the picture you see.
E.T.
Yeah, that's why I keep saying E.T. phone home. Right? I said that to my sister. She was a bit,
Yeah.
Don't say that to a new mother, you know what I mean?
Mashallah. No,
Mashallah.
Yeah.
But it's been interesting.
Who's that swimmer with the long feet?
Oh, yeah.
American.
Michael Phelps. No, he's not American. He's the Aussie one.
No, the American one he's won like 30 gold medals at the
Olympics. That's Michael Phelps.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the best swimmer in history. The most medals in the Olympic Games.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Who was the Aussie one before that? Not Kieran Perkins. The one after Kieran Perkins, but before Michael Phelps. How does his name escape us? Anyway,
Anyway.
one of those. So that was that's been my month.
Okay.
So, realistically, I haven't done much with the baby. It's just everything else around the place.
Yeah, we sort of moved. We moved our madrasa. I mean, we did move it in December, as I mentioned, and we started our
that's
classes.
right.
And
How is the move to Milton?
good, alhamdulillah. Being very nice, supportive community, and started there. So
Yeah.
just still settling in, a few teething problems, but like a new location. But alhamdulillah, I'll accept everybody's support and encouragement. And yeah, I'm going to be moving back there
My
in
duas.
Ramadan. So
My duas.
yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, it's been very powerful and effective.
My
in
tahajjud.
moving the hearts of the people.
Allah Akbar.
MashaAllah. But no, that's sort of one thing. Then I started teaching that course for an organization in the UK.
Oh yeah, that's
that
right.
was-
Wait, ladies and gentlemen, we have to understand we're in the presence of big shotness here. Sheikh al-Hambali
Yeah, they wanted to put my name. It's interesting. They want to put Sheikh Khalid Al-Hambali. I said no, just Sheikh Khalid.
Khalid al-Hambali.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're working for ISIS or some shit now.
I said, yeah, just
Like, what the
take
hell?
it easy, my
Yeah,
name. You know what it is? I think they in England. I mean, they're nice brothers, but I don't know why they wanted to do that. But a lot of like subcontinent. I think because even they're linked with Arab shuyukh. So a lot of Arab, with all due respect, but a lot of the desis from the US, like a UK especially, they seem to put like so and so, son of so and so, ibn so and so, like bin.
Yeah, but isn't that how it's meant to be done? Isn't that like a respect thing?
No, I think it's like because we don't have that in our cultures. I think Islamically,
Aren't you Islamically meant to say that? Like, you know, well, what is it?
no, you're not. You're identified by your father, but not like that. Your name is your name, and then historically we didn't have surnames
Yeah.
unless you're like from a certain
So
tribe.
maybe that's what they're trying to do. Rehash.
Yeah, for me it smells a little bit of like inferiority complex in front of Arabs, but like I don't play that game.
Yeah, you no
I
longer
don't-
longer have that job.
I don't do that. My dad didn't do it, and I didn't do it either. You know.
So what are you as Sheikh
Just Khalid Shah.
Mufti,
Just Khalid Shah.
Dr. Sheikh Mufti Khalid Shah
Yeah.
al-skateboarder?
No, just Khalid Shah. So the course is over 12 weeks, and students from all over the world, and yeah, it's good. Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah.
Being able to communicate and in weird places. Someone's in Iran.
Really?
Bosnian guys in Iran. There's a what do you call it? A UK, US, Canada. Where else? Pakistan, India. I mean, they're from all over the place. Bangladesh. Yeah.
God, the Ummah is amazing.
What's that?
The Ummah is amazing.
Oh yeah.
MashaAllah.
Yeah. They have like inquisitive, good questions. Malaysia as well. Yeah. So
Humbly in Malaysia.
yeah, I mean, they're
Did he
scattered.
get ostracized or what by the whole Malaysia?
They scattered here and there, you know. So it's interesting. Like it's interesting, and their questions are good, and
Yep.
and you have to prepare. It takes me about a couple of hours to prepare for. It's a 1.5 hour session. So it takes me about 3-4 hours to prepare for it. So alhamdulillah.
What have you learned from teaching this course?
Because I have to watch my stuff to check if I made any mistakes. I usually watch my own stuff.
Yep.
Usually I don't, but I felt like that organization sort of, there's a trust there. So I want to review my stuff. I have to improve a lot of my delivery. And yeah.
You're not your usual bubbly self during your classes?
No. I mean, I do enjoy teaching the content, but I realize I do have to
You're
change.
very serious, aren't you?
No.
I need to watch one of these videos.
No, I actually make jokes in there. And
Well, what he thinks are jokes and everyone else is going.
No, I was trying to explain to them things like, you know, when someone has the urge to go to the toilet, it's makruh to pray when you feel the urge.
Is that right?
Yes, it's makruh, right? Your salat is valid, but you shouldn't pray. You should first go to the bathroom, answer the call of nature,
Yeah,
whatever.
but what happens if you're going to miss Jamaat?
It doesn't matter. Like, you should not pray when you're... So then I had to explain to them busting. I said it's an Australianism. I think that's an Australianism, isn't it? Yeah, because I'm busting to go to the toilet. I never heard an American say busting.
Okay.
Anyway, there's little Australian fiqh terminology. Introduced them to that Australianisms. But
You know what? I never knew that. I'm glad I learned that how many years
the
later.
thing is that the whole point of salat is to concentrate and turn towards Allah. And then if you're not doing that,
But what if you have wudu and you don't have access to water because you're traveling later on? If you go to the toilet or break your wudu, it's all over.
later on doesn't matter. What you have to do with this now.
Say it's prayer time.
Yeah.
You need to go to the toilet, but you have your wudu. You know the next time you get water is like 2 hours away. So do you pray and then go?
Don't worry about it. Leave this for a fiqh class. Inshallah. I won't answer it now.
I got you.
I
got you.
I have to think about it. So
Okay.
we're in the park. We're in the
You
car
know what?
park.
All of our viewers
Come
are now.
to the class.
But all of our viewers are going to be like, "Damn,
Come to the class.
That's a good
that's
question.
that's the hook, you know.
this wasn't a setup. I just wanted to
Yeah, you're
genuinely
testing.
wanting
You
to
want to
know.
learn. You want to test me.
No, not test you. I'm actually being serious because I travel a lot.
So
Okay, it's only like between Coburg and Brunswick, but that's not the point.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. What are you talking about? Like there's water everywhere. It's just a slight inconvenience. But the alhamdulillah, like it's a good experience. I'm developing another course. The benefit of teaching this course, I'm now inshallah bi'idhnillah, Allah give me tawfiq. I did my second lesson today of preparing it. So at
that 36-week thing.
the 30 classes, 30 1-hour classes. So 30 times 1 hour. So 30-hour class. If they're taught once a week, I mean, at the moment I can do it once a week. I'm trying to prepare the first 4 lessons of it using 10 different books
Wow.
that I've taught over the last 10 years.
So you're actually making this class yourself?
Yeah. So, but it's specifically targeted towards non-Arabs reading a fiqh book or an aqidah book, or listen to a sheikh in Arabic directly and learn the lesson from him. So that basically to take the student who doesn't know Arabic, knows how to read Quran, but doesn't know
Okay.
Arabic language at all, to teach them the scientific language of Islam. Like
Bro, is that even possible?
it's possible. Yeah.
You're a tripper, man.
Yeah. So the thing is that if you teach Arabic, like I said, we got to learn Arabic. Where do you
Yeah.
start? Like, where do you grab from which end? Like, how big is Arabic language or language in general? So to be proficient in any language, you need 40, 50,000 words, something like that. Like a very proficient language.
Okay.
Your vocabulary needs to be that much, right? But the thing is that if you want to understand 90% of the Quran, you only need to know 300 words and the various verb forms.
90% of the Quran.
90% of the Quran. So if it's about understanding the Quran, you don't need 50,000 words. 1,000 words probably suffices to understand the whole Quran, pretty much. Maybe even less than that, right? So then what is the goal of... What is the goal of... And if Rasulullah ﷺ spoke a certain Arabic, what's his language that he used? Like all the vocabulary of all the hadiths that he ever spoken about. Or Sahaba had spoke, right? So the thing is that the course... So if it depends on what you want to learn Arabic for. The easiest, in my opinion, Arabic... If you want to learn for communication purposes...
That's different. That's harder.
Well, then you'll have to learn what a tomato is. You'll have to learn what a...
Yep.
You know,
Okay.
what a car is in Arabic,
What a fridge is.
which is not there. Fridge. Yeah, so all these daily things.
What a foot fetish is.
Which is not whatever. Like whatever. Yeah, you got to learn all these strange and vocabulary, which doesn't actually have any need for you to learn how to read the Quran.
Yeah, fair call.
So my thing is that to learn Arabic for a certain purpose.
Yep.
So Arabic, like you do English for engineering, English for law, English for chemistry.
Completely different vocabulary.
English for fiqh. If you learn for fiqh and you do the basic level of fiqh jurisprudence, like ibadat, the base level book, it's a standardized language, it's a legal language, it's very simplified, it doesn't have flowery language.
The Arabic.
The Arabic of it, yeah, it's very simplified. This is makruh, this is wajib, this is sunnah, right? It's very simple. Once you get the language of a jurist in a simple way, especially the core text, then the books get gradually degraded, like so they gradually become more difficult.
Yep.
And as they become difficult, more detail starts coming in.
More language starts coming
Ayat
into it.
starts coming into it. Hadith starts coming into it. Arabic language points start coming into it because the fiqh is dependent on Arabic language. The intricacies of the Arabic language come into it. So that's the way I'm designing the course. So I don't add the vocabulary like a snail. Like I'll never have to know what a snail is. Like in a...
So this just to clarify. So this design, this has never been done before.
I don't know. I haven't used any, but what I did was there's a book written by a Christian, Palestinian Christian. It's taught at Princeton in 1956. The book was published, 56 if I remember. It's called Introduction to Modern Arabic. The structure of the book is amazing for Arabic, but the book is written for learning media Arabic.
Okay.
Specifically for a certain purpose.
Wow.
So 1,000 words, teaching all the grammar and everything, for 1,000 words of media. So you can read a newspaper, you can understand a BBC Arabic.
Oh, okay.
So I'm surprised that nobody actually else, maybe I'm mistaken. These books are so expensive now that nobody has written like a specific book for teaching fiqh. Maybe there is. Maybe like the examples,
So
the word
it could
lists.
be in 700 years' time. Some students will be sitting in some madrasa saying, "This was written by a sheikh 700 years ago." Nobody thought of this idea, and he was just sitting in his podcast, and his podcast friend Ilham came looking at the nur on the friend's face.
No, look, the thing was that I always try to make things easy for the student and do it in a streamlined way that gets them to the destination the quickest possible time.
Yep, okay.
So you can get very distracted in Arabic language, left and right, like there's so many distractions because the language is so vast and so spread out. So if you spend all your time obsessing on how to be an effective communicator, there's no level like that. You can just keep going and going and going.
Okay.
So, and same thing with Arabic poetry and literature, which is you should aim to advance your Arabic language. And
this is just step one, though.
This is step one and like an easy way to come into Arabic language from a technical perspective.
Well, there you heard it here, folks. 2023.
It's my
February
opinion.
the 5th, 2020. Yeah.
Yeah, because fiqh is the most noblest of sciences in terms of Islamic sciences because it's connected with the actions of the slaves of Allah. And if you teach them, connected with the books of this fiqh, the a'mal of deen, the practices of Islam, if you show them how to do it, like read the book of fiqh in Arabic, and then they read it and learn something and practice it, you get rewarded for that, for the actions they do. It's the descriptions of actions. That's what fiqh books are. Right?
Yeah, okay.
It's not theory, it's actions. So, yeah, anyway. So that's sort of working on that a little bit.
So something simple.
I mean, I've tied in 10 books together to make 1 hour lessons of 30 lessons. I hope, inshallah, I'll put it online at some point, but I'll be teaching it a few times. I've got requests already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Mashallah.
from few groups that different people wanted me to teach. So what we teach for Arabic. So I'm going to test it out this year. So once I get 4 lessons down, then I'll have 4 weeks if I'm doing it once a week. And I'll test it in a few
places. You get a 4 weeks head start.
And then I'll do it over 30 lessons, inshallah. And I hope, inshallah ta'ala, that, and then, of course, by doing it, teaching it to students who don't know anything or maybe know little, see how we go.
Mashallah.
Trial and error, inshallah. Make dua, inshallah, that
it is what it is.
happens. I mentioned about Andrew Tate before to start.
Bro, what's with we're in a strange space.
Yeah.
So we can't say anything because we don't know what the reality is. It's innocent until proven guilty.
I think at the end of the day, he is a Muslim. So we have to make dua for him that Allah guide him and Allah forgive him if he's done. But the thing is, if he's done all these things before he was Muslim, then all those sins actually make him that, okay, he was a Muslim. All his sins got forgiven, got turned into good deeds.
Yeah, but does that mean he gets that we should be like, or society should say, okay, all these things because they're pretty horrendous what the accusations are.
Yeah, but it's very murky because...
Yeah, I'm not saying, look...
Very, very murky.
It's both sides of the fence. It's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, if he's in prison...
Those accusations are pretty hectic, but at the same time...
It's pretty shit.
There's a lot of other stuff around it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other noise around it that makes you think, yeah, it's very convenient.
Yeah, right.
It's very convenient.
He's too... it's funny reading the articles about him. You know, did you see the Age article? In UK schools, 1/3 of boys like him. UK. So, of course, somebody who has an impact on the next generation at that level, that's not 1/3 of school boys. That's 1/3 of the next generation of men have internalized his views.
His teaching.
They argue with teachers. There was an article in the Age about this teacher called Fiona, apparently. And I guess I've never met such misogynistic young men. They're like year 7, 8 students, little misogynists. And he said he's just given them this, he's just opened up this can of worms and they can't seem to close it because he just keeps on, the clips keep coming.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
It's unbelievable. Like what he did in 6 months or 1 year, like he
came out of nowhere.
He broke the internet, you know.
Literally came out of nowhere.
Look, but I was happy. One young man I was speaking to, Muslim, he said, he was a fan. He said, I will take what he says and I will understand it and I'll check what Islam has to say.
Wow.
So I was okay, that's good.
That's impressive.
Muslims are smart. We got our own filter
and
we'll judge what he says in the light of anybody else, in the light of Islam. I'm trying to think of why he's so impactful. I think Allah gives some people gifts and that's, you can't.
I think people are just over it. Men
over the PC.
Men are just and people in general.
Political correctness.
People are just over PC. Right.
The checking people's language and
where does it stop?
Yeah.
How and where do we stop? Like society right now.
I saw a video yesterday of a Christian, as like a white Christian, teaching his daughters how to be good wives.
Okay.
And so when he comes home, now this might be controversial
That's so
in
controversial.
2023. He's a non-Muslim. He comes at home from work. His daughters come, take his shoes, put on the shelf, right? Like that. And then they light up his pipe for him. No, that's I don't know what it was. It was just these two little girls.
Okay.
And like fully come and they do like a khidmah for their father.
See, my thing for that is, all right, if you're going to do that, then if
And
we go by...
look what he said. Sorry
What?
to cut you off. He said that I want them to be good wives for their husbands in the future.
I understand that.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. On the condition that the husbands are good husbands for their wives in the future. I'm not trying to be woke.
Yeah, of
I'm
course,
not
that's
trying
a
to take
father's job
sides.
to pick the right.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be like, it's not about taking this condition, that type of side or whatever.
Yeah.
Or being woke or anything like that. It's good if we're going to teach daughters, right, to be good wives, then on the same side, there's got to be someone teaching their
And
sons
that's the
to
other
be
thing.
good
There was
husbands so that they can match. Because if this girl is going to be like this, imagine she meets some
drunk.
whatever,
Yeah.
right, and he just starts taking advantage of her.
Well, then you see on the other side. I mean, that's a non-Muslim. I can't, talk about.
But I'm talking about, and it works both sides because you've got some
There
great
was
guys.
Abdullah Oduru. He made this thing called.
You need to put that away, young man.
No, I'm just reading the.
No.
Master the Man Within You, right? So he's got a 2-day online boot camp, 6 weeks of coaching, which Sheikh Abdullah Duri from the US. MashaAllah's got big arms. He's a sheikh as well. And but basically, it's answering that call from an alim, like a growth formula for men. Growth that form male excellence with guided reflection to help you understand who you are, your purpose, and how to navigate life as an upright, successful man, Muslim man. So they've got 6 modules and so forth. They're educating, and they're doing like a boot camp 2 days, and Q&A, and just.
All right, you got to put that away.
The point being is that there are now that call is being, people are trying to, okay, we need to teach more, not just fill people's head with information.
Yeah,
Give them a degree. That's not enough. Education is
It's
not
not
enough. Tarbiyah, but what is
the
tarbiyah?
akhlaq, it's the little things that make a big difference for guys and
Yeah,
girls.
akhlaq is such a broad term.
No,
It becomes meaningless, like the way we use it.
does it though?
Yeah, no, people, what they mean by akhlaq is like, what does akhlaq mean when you say akhlaq?
I'm
In
talking
short,
about
one sentence.
your interactions with somebody else.
That's so broad. That doesn't mean anything. Like you got to get specific.
Okay, tell me what do you think?
So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like what they're doing is to teach them how to be as a man in like, it's not just about interactions. It's about how they see themselves as well. Interactions about other
That's
people.
what's important, because what happens, I'm glad you mentioned that point. This is one of the things I was trying to say is, if you bring up these girls to be good wives, right? That shouldn't in their praying say, my job is just to serve.
But if she's a wife, then she's required to be a obedient wife to the future husband.
That's
I think that's
fair.
what he was trying to.
Yeah,
The
but
father
at
was
the
trying to
same-
instill
Which is good, which is great.
her role as a wife.
Yeah, but at
right?
the same time, she should have the confidence to go, you know what, I can build my relationship with Allah as well. I can do this.
That's got
I can
nothing.
do that.
Well, no.
Yes, it does.
But what's that got to? Why is that mutually exclusive?
Because it comes across
Because
as like that in
Rasulullah
society.
said
Sallallahu alaihi
that
wasallam.
for a woman to be, if she Jannah for
Yeah.
her, what's the
You're the
hadith?
alim.
You're the daughter. You have daughters. I don't.
But
You should know this hadith. What's wrong with you,
I don't
man?
know that hadith.
Both
Teach me the
both of us
fiqh
don't know.
teach me the
we've
fiqh
got
of the
different reasons.
language.
That she prays a 5 times salat, right?
Yep.
She protects her chastity. She obeys her husband.
Okay.
For her to get Jannah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Jannah, please Allah, is that in the pleasure of the husband. So we know there's many hadiths for that.
Yeah.
And also for the man, he's responsible.
Okay.
So now how that manifests itself, like in terms of his, obviously you said what he said about character, but there's something, when you say character.
But also, I think guys need to start taking responsibility as well. Personal responsibility instead of just cop outs.
That's like, we've got to get specific.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jobs.
Yeah, I mean, they got to pay the bills.
Paying the bills.
They got to pay the bills.
Paying the bills. That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Today,
That's on them.
Yeah, we focus a lot as guys, and rightly
And a little
so.
bit help from something, but
We focus a lot today as guys. Is like, oh, she's working, so it's 50-50, whatever, right?
yeah,
But her money's her money,
yeah,
and your money is for everything. You got to pay.
you got to pay. Yeah,
You got to, and you got to do whatever it takes to pay.
yeah. Oh, well, not whatever you do, whatever it takes.
I mean,
whatever
halal.
Yeah. Uber, yeah, right.
Sell yourself on the street and say, "You them,
Yeah,
Uber."
Uber. Yeah.
Right, but I think with society, with all this right and
What our
left,
parents did,
yeah,
what our fathers did.
basically with the right and
Yeah.
left, everything that's hitting today, people are struggling to navigate what's right, what's wrong, and I
Yeah.
feel Andrew Tate, for example, men and women actually are gravitating towards him because he gives you a clear, defined road or
Role,
path to
yeah.
take. This is what you do. This is
Yeah,
how
you're
you
a
do
man.
it.
Your job is
Yeah,
to work, and
it's not about how you feel. I don't care about how you feel.
Yeah.
Because the extreme left, is all about how you feel.
Yeah, and
Right?
and I think saying that, so it's on the same page, all right? So that what he says and why he resonates, because it resonates with fitra, those aspects of it, the right things, which is that you're a man, you're different, you're responsible, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
I think that message resonates with young men because Allah's created them, and those orders are there in the Quran. So there must be the natural way of doing things. I'm not saying that there's no bad men or whatever.
There's no
I don't-
exceptions to the rule. Yeah, I get it.
But we're talking about in general. The Quran addresses men that they are qawam, they are supposed to be responsible, and they are and they're the ones who are supposed to spend. He just articulates it in a way which upsets all the feminists. You know,
Yeah, it sounds harsh.
yeah, they can't take it that men and women are different, and men have this role, and they have this authoritative role in the house, and that's given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he's not saying it, that doesn't contradict. So anyway, this young man said to me today, yesterday or this week, he said, I will listen to him because I'm curious, like what they're taking. You know,
Yeah, what did he say about
No,
it?
he just said, I will take what he says and I'll look at what Islam says and I'll filter what he says through Islam. So alhamdulillah, and that's how we should deal with everything. And if the ideology is contradicting Islam, we shouldn't start off with an ideology that is external, that's not come from Muslims,
Yep.
and then put Islam around it, patch it up with Islam. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should
Make
start
Islam suit the ideology rather than
Yeah,
everything
Islam
else
is
should be
there
suiting
on this
Islam.
issue. This is what Islam says,
Yep.
you know, and then engage with whatever issue or ism that is out there, and we can take the parts that are, you know, take the parts of that ideology that are good for us and doesn't contradict Deen. If it's good, we can take out of it. We don't have to take the whole thing. We don't have to take all aspects of feminism, right? You know, like we can look at it. All right, is there anything in this ideology that is in Islam that matches or maybe appreciated in Islam? Yes, no. Take the things out. It's already there in Islam, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't contradict Islam, doesn't contradict Islamic
but,
law.
but again, it goes back to why do we need another ideology? We got Islam.
Yeah, but if you are living in a new world with certain terminologies and language, right? So Allah sent prophets in the language of their people. So that's not just means like language in the sense of what do you call it? Language in just like the words that we're using. Also, there's concepts in the minds of the people. Each society has its own concepts and norms that's factored into the Sharia. That's why Islam spread all over the from east to west. And so it doesn't change the Quran or Sunnah, but the Quran and Sunnah impacts it, but it has to engage it. Islam and Quran and Sunnah and the Deen and Islamic knowledge and Islamic law can engage with anything and everything in different side and incorporate acts without compromising Quran and Sunnah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
when's he going to be let out?
Huh?
When's he let out?
I think they extended his jail term for another 30 days, so 60 days total. So he was arrested like end of December.
Yeah.
And so to probably end of February unless they extend it again. Yeah, apparently he's a flight risk or whatever.
Well, he's a flight risk.
Yeah. Fascinating. Watching it happen in
real time.
Another young person mentioned to me today that he goes, they know about all the, you know, they're listening to a different version of TikTok and YouTube that we're not.
Yeah.
Or we are maybe, but we're missing.
I don't even have TikTok.
They're listening to streamers and they're talking and they're saying that they're breaking everything down. And someone was mentioning my son was mentioning to me today that the victims came out themselves, the supposed victim, the list of victims. They said we're not victims, right?
Wow.
So there's all these smoke and mirrors. Yeah, there's a lot of smokes and mirrors in this thing. So Allah knows best. Since he's a Muslim brother. Allah forgive him for his wrong. Allah help him in his difficult time. Maybe Allah, and he's got the Quran with him always whenever he goes in. And
maybe there's a time for him to just do some muraqabah on the Quran for 60
days. I mean, Allah is giving him that at least. So I think let's see, inshallah. Yeah, let's see. But you can see there's a bigger.
Could this be a Moses at the mountain effect on him? Andrew in the jail effect?
Yeah. Well, Allah give him hidayah. That's all I can say. Allah guide him, help him.
Allah give us all
and he's a Muslim brother. At the end of the day, he's a Muslim brother.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but there's Muslim brothers and there's Muslim brothers, because there's some Muslim brothers that have done some horrendous stuff. And even in Islam, there's punishments.
Yeah, but a Muslim,
Not that I'm saying
no matter
I'm
how
not
bad
talking about
no matter how bad a Muslim is, at the end of the day, he will go. Even if he goes to Jahannam for his crimes, he'll end it. One day he will leave Jahannam. So he's better than the whole world full of kafirs. You know, at the end of it all.
Okay.
Yeah, one Muslim, like in that condition, no matter what his condition is, he says La ilaha illallah. That is the aqidah of the Muslims. There are people saying that we should not accept his shahada.
What?
Yeah. Or people have said, they said online that if he becomes Muslim, I'll leave Islam.
Astaghfirullah.
Yeah, that's kufr. That takes you out. That takes him out of Islam. Yeah, it's some serious
So
stuff.
if those people are listening, read your shahada again.
I don't think they're listening to us.
No, they're not.
But
Thank you to all of our 5
that's
subscribers.
That's a type of Insan's such an ajib creature, you know, like it's such an ajib creation. Like these sort of like social upheavals, you know, that are happening. You step out of it.
It's interesting how individuals react.
Yeah. How the lefties react. Like they were celebrating his jail, or Kevin Samuels when he died. I mean, he was like, when he died, people celebrate his death. He had a heart attack. Like
Really?
It's a very strange.
I was sad that he died without Islam.
Sorry?
I was sad. That's what made me sad.
Yeah, mashallah. So I mean, like it's weird. Like you watch human beings where their values are, especially when it comes to death.
Yeah, but the fact that if you're such a free speech, do whatever you want, do how you feel, and then you celebrate the death of someone that did do that, that's so contradictory to what your own beliefs are.
Yeah.
But people don't see that.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes for the far left, if you don't agree with what they say, or the way they say it, or how it is,
the worst.
then you're out.
They become
But
feral.
the extreme right is not like that.
They're not like that.
The extreme right is not like that. The extreme right is...
Well, there's dumb people on both sides.
Yeah, but the extreme right
You know
is
how
not...
how many dumb people are there online? The dumb people have... I swear these people have access to the internet. Someone's selling a joke and it's sarcastic. They're being sarcastic, right?
Give us an example. I
can't remember. There's too many examples of this. Just go to Reddit and just read the comments. Someone put something and they're joking and they're being sarcastic, and then the comments...
Oh, because people take it literal.
And the literal, you're so dumb. Like, and since people are trying to teach them like about sarcasm, I said, no, I don't think this person's going to get it. Like, they don't waste. I mean, I don't comment. I just watch. I just watch the show.
You live vicariously through Reddit.
Yeah. I just watch people's like. There's a lot of people with mental illness in the comment section on Reddit, on Twitter, and many of them are not very smart.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be surprised how dumb. Some people don't get jokes.
Or ignorant rather than dumb.
I think there is an IQ issue there. Some of them I think have an IQ issue. Not everyone has to be smart, you know.
Yeah.
But astaghfirullah azim. But it's just funny, like some people don't get the sarcasm, you know.
Right. A lot of people. The Ummah is interesting.
Yeah.
The Ummah is very, like, Muslims, non-Muslims, whatever. It is very interesting. But I'm just getting back to what I was saying. I feel like the right is not as extreme as the far left. With the far right, they'll hate you, they'll hate what you believe in, all of that. But they'll say, yeah, this is what they believe in, this is why we hate them. But it's not about silencing you. Now bring it on, we want to take you on. The far left does not want you to bring it on. They don't want to take you on. They just want to drown you out with noise.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. There's a lot of
This person should not have the right to say whatever he wants.
This whole trans thing, like for example, people have a body dysmorphia as an example.
Yep.
It's a mental illness that has been normalized, incorporated into the left. I mean, think about it. A mental illness has been institutionalized. Wouldn't that have an effect on the whole?
You need to elaborate.
A lot of the trans people, they got a body dysmorphia. Like they actually have a mental illness. In psychology books, it's put under a mental. I was speaking to a doctor.
Yeah, that's where I wanted you to get to.
The specialist, and he was saying that if every month people come to because he's an eye specialist, he said people come to the doctors, eye specialist. This is a normal thing that happens now. Several times a month, people come in Victoria to doctors. They want to, or Victoria, or I can't remember where it was mentioning, Australia or Victoria, I can't remember, that they come, they want to remove their eyes. They want to be blind.
Is this legit?
There's actually a documentary where the lady did that. She put acid. Doctors, of course, refused to do it. Right? So she put acid herself in the eyes. Now she feels complete.
That's mad.
Like the ni'mah, the bounty of
sight,
as the hadith mentioned, the two beloved things to a person. For them, that's not a bounty. They consider it as a curse, and they have to become. Now she's blind. She's fully she's a handicapped person who needs the help of other people, cannot work as normally as other people, and she gives up sight like that. She blinded herself. She's happy now that she's blind. I mean, when your life is meaningless, you look for meaning, try to create meaning in ridiculous things. Some people dress as Marvel characters, They'll go to.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Don't go to Comic-Con.
Do not go to Comic-Con right now.
Yesterday we were reading in Tafsir in Doncaster in the mosque.
Finish what the doctor was saying first.
Yeah, he said that if somebody came, the same thing. If somebody comes to the doctor and says that I want to cut my private parts off, right? They'll do it, and you can't. It's done all over the world. And now what's happening, it's backfiring where they're suing the doctors.
I read an article about this.
Yeah.
Are you talking about 20 years later or 10 years later?
10 years later, yeah. When they become 20,
I read an article.
You ruined my life.
Yeah.
Especially girls, they took out, they put them on hormone therapy or whatever, hormone blockers or whatever it is, and they stuffed them up. But
this girl was suing this doctor because she said, I had a mental illness. However, you didn't. It was your duty of care to address my mental illness. Rather, you just listened to whatever I said, against the wishes of my parents.
Yeah, it's ideological. Like if there's ideological bent in the doctor, he's ideological. Like he's leaning left, so he accepts. He has to incorporate this in mental illness as a ideology, as a way of being. So that's what I'm saying. The left has incorporated mental illness as part of their makeup. So that's why as a Muslims, it's very weird. Like it's becoming very weird sitting in those circles or just hearing their discussions and yeah. Yeah, what a strange. And human beings, I was trying to say that we were doing tafsir last night where Musa alayhi salam went to the mountain, Tur, Sinai, for 40 days. After 40 days, in the 40 days, Allah prepared him for receiving the law, right? He was speaking to Allah directly. What's the first thing that he asked for? Like he's getting the law from Allah. He's, Ya Allah, I want to see you. Right? And Allah said, you cannot see me. The human beings, I was reading the tafsir that Maulana Ahmad Lahori rahmatullah in his tafsir, it's a very interesting point. He said a human being is such that when he goes down a lane, I'm just paraphrasing the tafsir, that he will not stop. Once he's convinced of something, he takes a path, a road, he will not, he will keep going. Like he explaining that Musa alayhi salam did this 40 days of preparation and he received the law because Bani Israel needed law now. They're a nation that is wandering. They've just left Fir'aun's law, legal system. They need a law, a new law to govern their life and their society. That's what Taurat represents. I mean, it's a book of Allah. As we have the Quran and Sharia and Sunnah and so forth that's derived from it. Then, so they need a law, like a legal framework or structure so the Taurat represents that for them. The Torah represents that for them. So he was, but once he sort of reached that pinnacle of speaking to Allah, imagine you're talking to Allah speaking to you directly, then he wants more. Because Ya Allah, I want to see you. And a human being is like that as well. In anything, if you look at it. I was telling my son this afternoon, just having lunch and just talking that he's a tradie, right? So he said, I'll do this in 2 years' time. Like he's halfway through his apprenticeship. Said, I'll do this and then I'll do this. And then I'll focus on like be more flexible with my dini. Like I'll be able to give more time. I said, it doesn't work like that. I said, Shaitan has another package ready for you when you finish your apprenticeship.
Yeah.
He's already, you're going to do that. He said, deen has to be done now. It cannot be done later. You do deen, do your apprenticeship and everything as you do now, but make sure you're investing every day, every moment with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. Don't wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it later. Like I'm gonna do this thing later. It doesn't come that later. Shaitan's already got a army ready for you. Okay, he's got this plan here. I'm gonna throw.
How am I gonna tackle that?
Yeah, have a plan, make effort, do your apprenticeship, do your work. But deen is a necessity now at this moment. Iman is a necessity now. Don't wait for 2-3 years that I'm going to invest in. You do it now. And he said, and then when that time comes, invest in deen then as well. Do your thing. Have that flexible schedule.
So it's a bonus.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to do it now. You can't wait till later. But human beings are ajib. Like when they choose a lane, it's not just like comic books. We got to go a little bit further.
Comic-Con is pretty cool. You can't knock Comic-Con.
No, it's weird. It's weird, mate. It's weird. It's weird when it's done in the middle of Saudi Arabia.
They do not have.
They had a Comic-Con thing there, and Saudis dressed. Now you start dressed in masks and wearing jalabiyas. It was just the most weirdest. When you look at it, it's just a weird, like it's just wrong. It looks shaitani when you see it from that perspective.
Yeah, right.
And the amount of energy.
I suppose when you said Saudis did it, you like.
Yeah, that was my.
No.
But they do it, and.
But the thing is, I think we have this association with Saudi. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Makkah, Medina, this start of deen, all of these things. So, but when you think about it, they're human beings, we're human beings. The deen for them is the same as the deen for us. So just because it looks weird to them, in my brain, I'm talking about myself. I'm doing a critique of my own thought processes. It should actually be the same, rather than I'm going to go as Thor. I'm not going to go.
But they don't. People won't stop. They'll keep going and going. They just.
Where does it stop?
Yeah. So interesting in those ayat, Musa alayhi salam asked for the next step, which is to see Allah, and that's in Jannah, right? The Bani Israel in the next section of that in Surah Al-A'raf, what did they ask for? Where did they get the golden calf from? When Musa alayhi salam was in the mountain, look what he's experiencing where he's at. But what's Bani Israel doing? They turn their jewelry. It says in the Quran, their jewelry. So Hazrat Lahori said in the tafsir in Urdu, Farsi as well, Zar paras, Bud paras. The worship of gold becomes the worshipper of idols. So he's gone down gold and the glitter of the dunya. If a person keeps going and going, it doesn't end there. It keeps on going. If it's not arrested, if it's not stopped, it ends up in shirk in some shape or form. The love of dunya leads you out of Islam.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, you gotta there's got to be breaks.
That's deep.
Yeah,
that's actually so deep.
It's next to each other in the Quran. It's amazing when you read it, and the way he explains it. And his tafsir is only like that. Like he gives 3 words just to tell you, look, they love their gold because they accumulated all this gold they got from Fir'aun and so forth. They've collected all this stuff. And their enemy just got destroyed.
Yeah, they crossed through the ocean.
Someone said that their feet were still wet from the water, and they said to Musa, they passed by a nation, and they saw them with their idols. Said, make a god for us, and then when they were told to make jihad to go fight, said, you and your Rabb go fight. My father, rahimahullah, he was explaining this, saying this because look at them, they didn't even say our Rabb, they say your Rabb. You and your Rabb go fight. Like the way they talk to Musa alayhi salam, it's amazing. They're in the whole Quran. Why that's been told to us? Because we are the most similar to them. Not like, look at the Bani Israel, what they do, look how bad they are. No, everything they do, we're doing. So when you you got to arrest those tendencies, right? Sharia, the laws that we don't see. They just love dunya, love of the world. No, that will make you reach kufr if it's not stopped. It's
But that is really deep, man.
Yeah, it is amazing.
I
only realized it when I was actually explaining it in the class. It just, I think there's someone sitting there with a lot of talab, and as you're sitting explaining it, and just like the connections are Allah makes the connections. Yeah. So like we can't. Insan is that ajib creation, you know. That, but if he puts like Musa alayhi salam, when he reaches a level, because he wants that.
He wants more.
The next, he's speaking to Allah. Allah's talking to him. Like that's not enough. No, in Jannah you see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this dunya you will not see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
All of us.
Inshallah. How that is, we don't know. But everybody will see Allah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you will see Allah like you see the full moon, like in a clear night. Meaning, not that Allah looks like the full, there's no similitude between Allah and creation. Yeah. It means that as there's no doubt in seeing the moon, there's no doubt that you see Allah. How that is, we don't know. But you will not see. You will definitely see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's one of the gifts and rewards. The ultimate thing that's in Jannah. So, anyway,
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
I think we have to end it there. That was
no.
That was full on. That was deep as.
It started to become a bit of a dars, but
it did become a dars. But I like where you're going with it. It was quite interesting.
Yeah.
What else has been happening in the news, man? So much. Where do we stop? Where do we start? Harry and Meg's.
I swear.
The coronation is coming up. He shot himself in the foot.
He's not going. I don't think he won't be allowed to go.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, is he?
I think so. I don't know. Well, we need to have a royal watcher present for times like this. You know how they get the guy scamming in on the news? No, but it's interesting.
You know, they're saying that the wife is the one. She's the one.
Yeah,
100%. He's the one that's pushing this whole thing. It's not her.
If you have the whole point about
he's attacking the whole institution.
Yeah, this is not about. For me, this is not about it's royal watching and it's not our lives. It's an interesting study in family dynamics and in wealth dynamics.
Oh, yeah.
Or in power, not wealth, power.
Yeah, or status. They're big on status and class.
This is a family of status and class, and this kid just comes along and just goes, just literally, shreds it to pieces.
Yeah.
Like, think about how. Wait, hang on a second. Let me fix this. Now it's stuffed. Like, think about how full on that actually is.
Yeah. He like you turn on the family.
And, you know, they're saying she did it, this and that. But
you got to do what the Emirati does with the princess.
What?
She tried to escape from Emirates in a boat or something. We don't know where she is now. She's at home somewhere without a lot of electronic devices. She tried that with the family, and she copped it.
Yeah, but that's pretty full on. Like, but what I'm saying is, it just goes to show this has been building up in this guy for so long, and he's like, right, that's it.
Oh, he's taking revenge on his family.
Because I can't imagine her behind the scenes going, yeah, this is what it is.
People are making it like she's the one that
the scapegoat.
He's using her as a scapegoat. I think he's very cunning. Yeah, he looks like
simple
because they've got like subreddits and so forth in which they discuss these things, and all the attacks are targeted towards her. She came in the picture, but he actually chose her. He's from the family, and I think he's manipulating. He's the one that's
the whole situation. You reckon?
Yeah.
Well, apparently they're going downhill.
What's he in the thing of in the succession? He's a second, right? So he'll be he's after William.
No.
Oh, William's
he's
son.
After the kids.
Is he?
Yeah, he's after the boys. Yeah, of course. As soon as the first in line.
No, but if they're not old enough, then it's him. I think he is second after. He's next after William.
He's not.
I bet you he is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why his book is called Spare.
I don't know, man.
I heard he's spare for the organs or something. I don't know. Someone said that. But I think that there is something that the brother, the second brother, you know, can you imagine how much you're feeling it? Like, and then this whole hereditary thing, you know, like, yeah.
It's just fascinating to watch. But it's fascinating to watch attack and trial by media and how different media organizations are taking a different standpoint. And now they're all just leaving him to the dogs.
Especially the English, of course.
Especially the US. Forget about the English, the Americans.
No, but the English are ruthless.
The Americans that said, come, we'll take you, come under our wing. We'll do these interviews with you. People like Oprah, this and that.
No, they're making the Kardashians version of his family now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, this is so stupid. It's tacky madness. American like thing. But the English, like they hate it because he's attacking their institution.
Of course.
Yeah, the prestige.
The foundation of the British, like not just monarchy, the British system.
Do you see what Australia did with the King Charles, the money?
The $5 note?
Yeah. He's off the $5 notes. Yeah. And eventually they'll be off the coins as well. Yeah, the
Are
royalist,
we
royalist
moving? Are we moving towards the
republic. Yeah, we will
Republic?
be. Yeah, it looks. I think Australian probably, if it's Labor and they've definitely got all the states and everything, I think this will be very quick.
You reckon?
I think Australians. I think William, before William really takes root, because they love him.
Yeah, Charlie, eh? Good old Charles.
Yeah, before
He's
no,
not
the
a big
son.
fan. Yeah,
Yeah. So people don't like Charles and they don't like. And William is popular because he ticks all the boxes. But the problem is that if he, like, before his popularity takes root, they have to. Yeah, because they're grooming the next generation. Charles is already 70s.
Yeah.
He's not going to probably be around. Maybe, we don't know. His mum was around until 90s. So, yeah. I mean, for those who, is our king, right? So, unfortunately,
head of state.
we're under his, we are subjects of the British Empire. It's on our money. His mummy's on our coins.
Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So if we go towards head of state, what are we going towards? Presidential?
No, they'll maintain the parliamentary system with the president, like the governor general will be similar.
The president.
The president, yeah, the governor general will become the president.
But he'll have no really authority.
Oh, he have a little authority.
So
like
he'll be more like a figurehead.
Figurehead, yeah.
It's not going to be the US style presidential
No,
system.
the US style.
That's too messy.
The US style is terrible, like for politics. The US style is they elect a king every 4 years. That's what it is. The president replaced the King of England when they created that system, and they needed that very strong figurehead who couldn't be touched. The parliamentary system of prime ministers and so forth is good because you can replace them within the party.
Yeah.
You know, we see with England and Australia,
with
Kevin Rudd and Gillard and so forth, those Turnbull, all of that.
The bloodbaths.
Yeah, the bloodbath, internal factions. But it makes it a bit more that they're not absolute. You know, if they're really bad for the party and they're worried about the next election.
Yeah, that's the great thing about it. How do you think Dutton's leading the Liberals? I think he's the Bani Israel wandering in the wilderness right now of the Liberal Party.
Yeah, he doesn't really.
They've got nothing. They've got nothing to grab.
To
get their teeth into. Albo's done He's master chess player.
Well,
he's covering himself in all sides. What are you going to?
He's smart enough to do that. If hopefully he doesn't stuff it up. You know, like as the left always do. You know.
I don't think he will.
Yeah, I think
because he toes the middle line. The worry is that who's coming after Albo.
Yeah,
that's the worry. Albo is an old school.
Yeah,
he's not modern extreme left or anything like that. He's just okay. He's more of a let's get everyone on board.
New Zealand Prime Minister resigned.
Yeah, good. I didn't read much about it. I just remember being shocked that she resigned. But mashallah, bro, you know what? She did it. She said it clearly like it is. It's time for me to go. I'm tired. I can't give this job what it takes.
You need a man to do that.
You had to go there, didn't you?
Please bring a man. This is too hard. I've learned my lesson.
You had to go there. No, but it's not that.
Yeah.
She did a good job.
I don't know.
I have no problem with Jacinda. I don't know. Maybe I'm just buying into the whole media. We love Jacinda thing, but
yeah, I think there's too much of that as well.
But I don't know. I have to.
You have the woke or the left. What do you call the holy cows of the left? Greta Thunberg, whatever. The
Jacinda Ardern was not one of those.
No, they worship.
But she's not one of those.
You reckon?
No, she's not one of those.
I think they are.
No, she's not.
The way the US media paraded her and so forth. Yeah,
but that's US media will parade anyone for 5 minutes and then smash them for 5 minutes.
Yeah, but they have these people that they promote certain types of people. Yeah.
No, I don't think Greta Thunberg. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. She's
like I'm just overhearing about it. Yeah. We got other students, other kids that are doing that. You know, when she spoke or whatever, we got other kids that are doing a lot of work on the ground without any recognition.
Yeah,
whether it's conservatism, whether it's many different things.
Conservation,
sorry, not conservationism, whatever it is.
Yeah,
they you know what I mean? Like I'm just over. It's just like move on, show me something, produce something, do something, then start talking. That's how I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't just jump in and start. We've got.
How dare you?
Huh? Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Where do you go?
No, What else has been happening last month? Tennis, that was a big one.
I know nothing about what happened.
Djokovic, he won the Australian Open.
I know nothing about it. Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't even know who won.
He killed it. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, he had payback coming, didn't he?
Oh, from last year. Yeah. Like it was very.
I didn't even watch it. I've got no idea what's happened in it.
Yeah.
It's the first time I'm hearing the Djokovic won.
Yeah.
That's how out of it I've been.
Oh, he not just won. He slaughtered everybody.
Did he?
He's probably the best. He's most like it was always between Nadal, him, and what's his name?
Rafa. Sorry.
Federer.
Yeah.
So, but it seems if he's performing the way he
But
performed,
aren't him and Nadal on par now?
2020. But this guy's in like he
He's
smashed
in
through.
machine form, yeah.
He smashed through everybody. Just look at all the I don't think
Okay,
once
after this, I'll YouTube it.
it was a machine. So they're going to be if he's around for another 3
He's
4
an
years.
anti-vaxxer.
If he's yeah, that's why he won. That 3-4 years that he does this, he'll be the best. He'll be the best probably in history. He's number one now in the world.
Yeah, but another 3-4 years, that's another 7 titles.
Yeah, but he's already up. He's already beat Federer's many of his records. Nadal is equal to them. There's only one record left. I think there's like sub records, right? There's only sub records like playing on clay and grass and whatever. But other than that, it's like yeah, yeah, remarkable. Yeah, I think Murray's retired.
Good on him.
Yeah, I think he played a good game. He won a game. You know what time they finished?
What?
They played for 6 hours. They finished 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And he's got like 2 hips, like metal hips or whatever.
That crowd got their money's worth.
It was people upset. Yeah, but it was like a clash of
Titans.
type of match. But he lost the next one and he's out. He went back. I think he's retiring now. Yeah.
There you have it.
So anyway, so that happened.
What do you think about this? The Saudi Golf League.
Live the live.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
They're throwing so much money.
Oh yeah.
Literally billions of dollars. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But there needed to be a contender and a challenger.
Yeah. Well,
That's what I feel.
somebody was explaining it that the old way, the old tour of the golf, it's a very white old business type of sort of thing.
And it's very hard to get into. Very.
It's probably similar
closed.
to the what's a league in India?
IPL.
The IPL, which is next level, and Australians and the whole world goes to play there.
Yeah. And when they first started, remember all the uproar?
Yeah, because it's like stuffy old men, white men who don't. They're losing that
That's right.
control over the sport, but they did it successfully. So I think this is sort of in that.
And if anyone can do it, these
but
guys
it's a
can
rich
do
man's
it.
sport, so it's
Well,
like
it is. And if anyone can do it, these guys can do it because they've got the money to throw at it.
Yeah,
Like if you're getting paid like,
and it's an Aussie behind it, isn't it? Greg Norman.
if you get paid like 300, is that?
Greg Norman's
Is
the
that
main.
his brainchild?
I think he's one of the main people, and the golf course here.
Yeah.
And Victoria, what's his name? Because the golf, Dan Andrews.
Yeah.
So they said something against it. Like I think he said something against this because they'll have tournaments all over the world. Victoria is one of those places, I think. So, but he said something down they won't be allowed or something like that. He threw some shade at it, if I remember correctly. And the thing was because he's from that old stuffy old guard, like
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's known.
I think I need to do more research on this. It'd be interesting to see the dynamics and behind the scenes of how it came about.
Oh, there'll be people like I think people like Greg Norman and others. Look, we've made millions. Obviously, they're millionaires, but they want a bigger slice of the pie, and they want the players to have a bigger slice.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it comes down to, and because there's all these other people that are pocketing, so they introduced that's the attraction, isn't it? Why would an Australian go play in India?
Yeah.
And live there and play there because the money's good.
That's right.
Yeah, so that means they're getting a bigger share of a slice of the pie than playing in the league here.
For the cricket, they're earning more in like 3 months than what they make in 10 years here.
Exactly.
Like it's crazy the dollars involved.
Same with UFC. Same with what's the one in the Asia? The guy from Thailand. He made the league, ONE FC or whatever it is. It's a championship. It's like a multi MMA, another championship. Or Bellator or whatever, there's all these other championships. So where are you going to go? Where the biggest prestige or money is, So those are the two things.
And who better to throw money than the Saudis?
Yeah, exactly. They know how to waste money. Well, at least here they're making business. There's a business.
100, 200, 300 million to players over like 5 years.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The numbers just...
It's ridiculous. Yeah. What did they
That's
pay?
why-
They're after the World Cup, you know. So what did they give Ronaldo? Do you know what they offered him for 1 year? I think 200 million for 1 year? For one guy.
How do you say no to that?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
How do you say no to that?
And he gave him like $1 million watch or something ridiculous as a gift, just as a welcome to Saudi Arabia.
sweetener.
Welcome to Saudi Arabia. It's just a ridiculous like those numbers. Like you sort of what are you talking about?
They're beyond the normal person's imagination.
Yeah.
Like you can't think about those numbers because your brain
For
won't
1 year.
process. Your brain won't
Because he
process
brings
it.
so much prestige.
Yeah.
Like he's the top. I mean, he said he's at the end of his career. He lost the World Cup, but then like he's.
But everyone still loves Ronaldo more than Messi.
Yeah, he's like a charismatic, handsome guy.
I find
young
that
guys look.
most people love Ronaldo way more than Messi.
Yeah, he's got a flair. Like in
And
his
what
way.
what they're trying to do is make Messi look much better than Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Even when they won
But
in the media.
Messi is better tactician. He's
I'm
known
not
for
talking about
his.
soccer. I'm talking about as a face.
Oh yeah. He's like
As a
model.
person.
Model looks. You know, that's what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
And I think the fact that Ronaldo is very pro-Palestinian has something to do with that as well.
I don't
If
know
you look
about
into it
that, but
deeply,
yeah,
yeah.
they probably. I mean, definitely the Arabs will like that. You know.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting. But $200 million, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine someone offered us $200 million to move the podcast to their country. Would you do it?
200 million by myself. I'll
I'll be like, this place will be packed in 5 minutes. All right. Worry about the baby. I'll see you in a year.
Yeah.
I can't come home right now.
What are you talking about? Everyone has a price, you know.
Even you?
Huh?
200 million. What's your price?
200 million to do anything. I mean,
Anything?
no, I'm saying about movie.
Be careful where you're going with me.
About movie and podcasting, of course. That's nothing. That's a piece of cake. I'll hire 5 teachers for the madrasa and say, you take care of my job, you know. Here's the imam for you, you know, like.
Yeah. I'll be back in a year.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you'd be back after 1 year.
I'm paying for all the expenses.
Yeah.
Subhanallah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the mind boggles.
My private jet with a cigar and
He leaves the
Gucci glasses.
He leaves the Prada with the keys in it, and just out the front.
Yeah. Wear one of those, Gucci Armani kurtas, the
Diamond studded collars.
Yeah, you ever seen them?
No.
The
Is there
Armani-
such a thing?
Yeah. You see the Armani, like the cloth is made.
Oh,
out of
really?
Armani. Yeah, you see the Armani like inside the in the material, like on the edges, like the. Yeah.
So you're not going to shop at Kmart anymore? Is that what you're telling me? Everyone has a price.
There is an app actually of luxury clothing, and somehow it was installed on my phone.
Yeah, somehow.
I just went to
There's all those millions you're hiding from us.
Just went to look at it, and it's like, who does this? Who pays for a handbag $10,000?
There's people, but bro, it's happening in Melbourne. Look, go down
$10,000?
Go down Collins Street. Look at the watches there. Look at the handbags there. Little purses, scarves.
Why?
Why
You know,
not?
Just a car, a nice car. Like have a nice car.
That's that. You know why? Because you don't have that amount of money to throw away. That's why you can ask why.
Like these guys that own like 20 cars, 20 Bugattis. And look at
Yeah, but it's because you don't have
What
that.
colour's
You
your-
don't have that disposable income.
what color is your Prius?
No, mine's Camry, bro.
What
Grey.
color is your Camry?
What colour's your Camry? Mine's grey.
Yeah,
I've got grey, white, red, and blue. I've got 20
Camry
Camrys
3.
sitting in the driveway. How Indian are you? 10 Camrys and 10 Taragas.
Yeah, you have a huge garage. You open it up, like Jay Leno's garage. Open it up, it's just all Camrys,
This one is electric.
hybrid.
An hybrid right there. 1923 Camry, still running strong. 50,000 miles on the 50 million kilometers
Will
on
be
the
collectible one day.
Yeah, 50 million kilometers on the engine, still going strong. Toyota.
Yeah, so like what is like what's with that? Like I don't get.
No, it's because people, if you have that money to spend, you'll spend it.
Like if I get it. Like as
Think back
as
to a
an
time.
example.
Think back to a time when you had no money.
Yeah,
Right, we've all been there. Even to like maybe buy food
Yeah.
or eat out. So you look for your cheapest option, which could be just, I don't know, Zatar at $1.20 or $2 back then. Right? That's what you, and at that time you were like, fine, imagine if I could afford Macca's. Maybe not Macca's for us, but or a kebab.
Yeah.
Or a kebab is once every 2 weeks. And then as you grow older, you get to a stage, if I want a kebab, I can have one. It's not going to break the the bank. As you get older, if I want beluga caviar, I'm going to have a tin of
Wagyu.
it. It's not going to break the bank.
My friend invited me for Wagyu beef and
How was it?
it's all right. Like, wasn't that all?
It's not what the hype is?
For me, it wasn't.
Okay. Your friend wasted his money.
It doesn't make a difference to him, but it's just like it was. I mean, alhamdulillah. I said alhamdulillah at the end because it's a meal. But the thing is, like, it's I don't get it. I didn't get it.
Maybe it was cooked incorrectly.
Maybe I don't know. I didn't get it.
Do you like a good steak?
Yeah. But I think I don't have the palate, the palate to appreciate the refined palate. Yeah, coffees. I don't get the coffee thing.
No, coffee is important.
Like,
you don't understand coffee?
And okay, coffee, but like the guys that telling you about the coffee, this tastes like blueberry. I don't.
No. For me, when it comes
I don't taste blueberry.
When it comes to coffee,
it tastes like burnt.
The only thing I can taste on my palate is a really good coffee. Everything else just tastes crap. No. I can't have medium. I can't say that's okay coffee. A really good coffee, I'll be like, damn, that's a good coffee. But that's about it.
Yeah, but how do you define that? Because I was talking to a brother who used to come for classes here.
He probably just drank
Quran
too much
classes,
when
and he owned a cafe rotisserie or whatever it is. And so I was asking him, I said, what's the big deal? Like, I don't get it. Like, there's these connoisseurs.
What did he say?
And he's trying to explain to me about like there's 250 different chemicals in coffee. And the flavor, different. Yeah, there are. And he goes, and they all affect the flavor. So you'll have like these different, what do they call it? There's undertones and there's all these. He was trying to explain to me. It didn't make any difference.
Yeah, no, I'm not a connoisseur of. I just like a good burger. I'm a happy man.
Yeah.
Whether it's coffee, Wagyu beef, whatever, I've got to make you a steak one day.
Yeah.
I'll make all right steak.
Yes.
We're still waiting for the brisket. We're still waiting for the brisket.
Yeah, I mean steaks. Steak is just steak. Yeah. It doesn't really like steak is a steak. You know.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Very simple, man. That's fine.
Yeah.
When it comes to food, anyway.
One Bugatti's enough. Why you need two?
One Camry is never enough.
Yeah. I know brothers like they have watches, like $20,000-$30,000 watches. You know, like they
see, I can't understand the watch thing.
Not one, multiple of them, and they're just there. You know, like and.
Yeah, see, I can't understand the watch thing. I don't understand the obsession with watches.
I don't get it either. It's
like for me, it's just like
I look at it. It's like a Rolex, and they don't even look that amazing.
Yeah, it's
not even a smartwatch. You know, like it's not like what I'm saying.
It's not a Withings.
it's not. It's just a plain. It's a plain watch. Like
but it's the gold and the diamonds and everything else.
No, it's not the diamonds even. It's a Rolex. It's like there's no diamonds in there. It just there's a prestige to it, or the engineering that went into it. I don't get it.
I don't know.
Or the demand is so great.
But someone was telling me.
Is it like NFTs?
The thing about watches is they keep their value.
Yeah, and they increase their value. Like watches like hundreds of $1,000s. Like
someone out there paying $100,000.
That was made a year ago.
Yeah.
Like there's certain artists that make. I mean, some of them look crazy. The ones with the big glass screens and inside there's like a whole mechanisms and whatnot. But yeah,
just to tell. And then I like. It's interesting when you see some of the watches, the marketing of it, that you know the time close to 1 microsecond or something like that because it moves with the rotation of the earth. And I'm like.
And some of them, like if you look at some of the
care?
Seiko ones or whatever, this looks so ugly. They're like several $1,000s. If I show you the picture, thing like
you just knocked Seiko.
Bro. That's the like granddad's old watch, you know, like and granddad's watch is probably worth something now.
If I ever had a watch, I'd love to have one of the pocket watches where you flick it out. But I don't have a watch.
The wristwatch is just that.
My phone tells the time.
It's too convenient. Like one of the ulama, it was in the 90s in Pakistan. One alim, he passed away, rahmatullah, Mawlana Jamil, rahmatullah. He was giving the example in the talk, and he was saying that I never understood when in the hadith it mentions that men will have bangles and up to their elbows in Jannah, like gold bracelets. Yeah. He goes, until watches became common and I saw men doing this. You know, like they show, they show their
Yeah.
watch in front of everybody. And he said until that started, then I was, men have that in them as well. To
Do people still do that?
huh? I mean, if you have a watch in your hand, like to check the time, whatever, But the thing is that it's because when I saw men doing that,
No,
like,
bro. I just go like this.
yeah. But he was trying to say because it was a
He
they
understood.
have that thing of liking beautiful things and on their arms as well. It wasn't just women, because in subcontinent culture, it's
Yeah.
bangles. Women have bangles, to decorate their arms. So he said that it didn't make sense to me until I saw men wearing watches and the way they behaved with it, young guys that wear it and they flash it and whatnot. So, yeah,
On that note, thank you for watching.
yeah,
I'm going to leave it at that. The biggest thing that I took out of today's podcast with you, Sheikh Dr. Mufti Maulana Khalid, is the love of dunya will lead you to kufr.
I mean, I probably said that. Yeah,
You did.
yeah. Well, that's where quoting another sheikh. Yeah,
Mama quoting Sheikh Ahmed Lahori,
yeah,
rahmatullah alayhi.
yeah.
On that note, make dua for Top G. Allah make it easy. And
Inshallah.
thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. And that's a wrap.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.